All right, let's dive right into this explainer and figure out how to flawlessly execute our daily regulatory tasks. Look, if you've spent literally any time in regulatory affairs, you already know the stakes are incredibly high, right? And the sheer volume of data, yeah, it can be totally overwhelming. But today, we're going to break down exactly how to master the system that holds it all together.
To really master this system, we kind of need a shift in perspective. We're going to look at these processes as a highly secure digital relay race. So forget about seeing this as just this crazy maze of submissions, workflows, and folders. Instead, I want you to imagine a precisely coordinated athletic event. Every runner knows exactly when to grab the baton and exactly when to pass it on. By visualizing it this way, I promise the entire system is going to start making perfect, logical sense. So here's our game plan. We'll quickly learn the language of Veeva, identify the key roles, create a request, evaluate it, and then finally update and archive our submission. Okay, part 1, the language of Veeva. Before we hit the track, we've got to establish some ground rules.
Obviously, you can't run a race if you don't know the track, right? Well, Veeva Vault RIM is not just some digital filing cabinet. It is the actual track we're running on, keeping everything super secure and organized worldwide. It's a comprehensive, globally connected system. It's where we track registration status, author and approve content plans, and securely archive all that correspondence from health authorities. Basically, it's our single source of truth.
Now, the absolutely crucial point here is knowing exactly which button triggers a system action versus which button actually moves the baton forward to the next state. You're going to see two specific icons everywhere. First, the Action menu button, that little 3 dots icon up in the top right. That's for actions on an object itself. Think accessing an audit trail, copying, or importing a file. But then we have the Workflow and State Change button, the chevron icon next to it. That is your baton passing tool. You click that chevron to initiate a workflow or push an object into its next lifecycle state, like moving something from, say, draft to in progress. Keep those two straight, and you're already way ahead of the pack. Moving on to part 2, roles in the system. Every relay race needs runners, so let's figure out who holds the baton and when.
Depending on the activity, users perform different roles, but we're going to focus on two main ones today. Affiliate users initiate and close the race, while submission managers handle the heavy lifting in the middle. The affiliate user is out there in the field. Maybe they just got a question from a local health authority. They create the request. The submission manager takes that request, evaluates it, and coordinates the execution. And then finally, the affiliate user takes the baton back to record the final submission and archive the whole package. It's really this perfect loop of teamwork. All right, part 3, creating a request. Let's start the clock on this race.
Imagine you just received a health authority question, an HAQ, for tramadol. What's your first move? As the affiliate user, you've got to formally log the request. So you navigate to the Request tab and hit Create. Since this is from a health authority, you select the Health Authority Questions/Commitments category. Next, you type out a clear description, maybe mentioning the primary product family, like tramadol hydrochloride, and the specific application. Then just hit Save. Okay, the request object exists. But hold on, we are definitely not done yet.
You can't pass the baton empty-handed, right? Linking the received document ensures the next runner has all the context they need. So you navigate to the Related Correspondence section of your new request. In Veeva, they call these sections joins. You click Add, search for that HAQ document you uploaded earlier, and attach it. Now, with all the context attached, you click our trusty chevron icon, remember the Workflow and State Change button, and select Send for Action. You pick a due date and hit Start.
So, the request is submitted. Who actually takes the baton next?
That brings us to part 4, evaluating the request. Let's shift our perspective.
The request has automatically updated its lifecycle state to in evaluation, and it's sent to the Submission Manager group. A manager logs in, checks their tasks, and hits Accept to assign it to themselves. They open up the attached HAQ document in the Related Correspondence join and read through it. When they're ready, they hit Complete to give a verdict. But wait, let's say the affiliate user made a tiny mistake and forgot to specify the exact product variant. Uh-oh. The manager just selects the verdict Additional Information Required, types a quick note saying, need product info, and completes the task. Immediately, the system pings the affiliate user with a notification to go fix it.
It's really cool to see how the request actually moves through its lifecycle states until both runners have successfully finished. Once the affiliate user updates that missing product info and sends it back, the submission manager evaluates it again. This time, everything looks perfect. They select Approve, and the system changes the request state to Completed. The core HAQ object is created. The middle stretch of the race is an absolute success.
And finally, Part 5, Updating and Archiving Submissions.
Let's fast forward a bit. The health authority's questions are answered, documents are approved, the final dossier is dispatched. Now the affiliate user takes the baton back for the final leg to officially log this. You navigate to the specific submission object, which is currently sitting in the dispatch state. Hit that edit pencil icon, scroll down to the dates join, and populate the actual submission date using the calendar. But right before you save, you absolutely must ensure the sequence ID, which is usually a 4-digit number like 0000, is populated. Got it? Okay, hit save. Now we're going to use that chevron icon again to push the submission's lifecycle forward. Since we're changing the state, we click the chevron, choose Change State to Submitted, and hit Yes to confirm. Awesome. The system formally recognizes the submission went out. But we still need to anchor the actual digital files into the vault. Here is a super crucial point. Your zip file has to be perfectly structured on your computer before you even attempt to import it. You can't just throw loose files into the system. It won't work. Inside your local zip, there has to be an application folder named exactly like the application name in the system. And inside that, a submission folder named exactly like your sequence ID. It has to be 100% precise.
Once that's ready, we use the Action menu, the 3 dots, and the Vault File Manager to securely anchor those files. We select Import for the final dossier, open the Vault File Manager, and literally just drag and drop our perfectly structured zip file right into the upload box. Hit Start Upload, wait for it to hit 100%, and refresh your page. The archive status updates. Boom, the race is complete.
You know, understanding these precise workflows isn't just about clicking buttons on a screen. It is literally about bringing critical medications to the market faster and more safely. When you view Veeva Vault RIM not as some confusing maze, but as a structured, well-oiled relay race, you eliminate confusion, you prevent dropped batons, and you ensure absolute regulatory compliance. So as you head back into the system today, ask yourself, how will mastering this digital baton handoff speed up your next major drug approval? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.